There we go.
Why'd you change your name to Moatmeal?
I wanted to be third.
Imagine trying to sneak into the old Kellogg's mansion where that freaking weirdo lived. If you learned about Kellogg, you know he was crazy. But you try to sneak into his mansion, and then the guy who owned the Kellogg's company.
Yeah.
The guy who made cereal. Yeah. Imagine trying to sneak into. Yeah, he was crazy. Imagine trying to sneak into his mansion and you fall into the Moatmeal.
The Moatmeal.
I think I heard about this.
There's alligators in there.
I think
swimming around in
cereal.
oatmeal.
I think Kellogg's
They've
cereal
eaten nothing but
was
oats for years, so they're hungry for meat.
It was like made to be like a oh, you're dying here, eat this just because it's sustenance type food.
No. Completely different.
Really?
What rating is this podcast? Because I would like to say what Kellogg's cereal was made for.
I mean, body pillows are already like out there. So.
I'm pretty sure we're already well past the point where we can say this is a family podcast. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
So Kellogg was super religious, and he thought that you lost like your life energy. He was like this weird pseudoscience every time that you jerked off. So his goal was, and he thought that like eating sugary foods and tasty foods would cause someone to want to like do that, to like get horny. So he specifically, excuse my computer noise, he specifically made like cornflakes and other foods like that, like other like bland cereals, to prevent someone to like just take out so much of the goodness in their life to the point where they don't even want to jack off.
Yeah,
Wow.
I do remember
that makes
this
a lot
actually.
of sense for oatmeal.
It doesn't make any sense.
But I think the thing I'm remembering of is somebody like yoinked his idea, and they were like, "Oh shit, that's kind of profitable." Like just because the way it was made, it was like...
anti-masturbation cereal sounds very profitable.
No, just the cereal in general, because cereal hadn't been like a thing yet.
Yeah.
Nice. So, welcome to the third episode of the Route 1 podcast, where we discuss cereal and the benefits of said cereal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cereal makes you horny. That is what we have learned today so far.
Random fun facts and more coming up on the Route 1 podcast. How's everybody doing?
How's everybody going? How's life going for everybody at the moment?
It's going bad. I dropped from rank 500 to rank 5,000 in a single stream, so I'm just like having an existential crisis.
God, I feel you on a spiritual level. I am so sorry.
Life
Our spirits are linked in how bad they are at Pokemon.
Life kind of is just going bad, to be honest. I got an iron butt on right now. I can't really move.
Iron butt?
You got a what?
Yeah. Came out of surgery this week. I'm all fine considering I'm here, but like, yeah.
Damn, SpongeBob, you okay?
Just make sure to rest.
You okay, SpongeBob?
I went through the 1,000-mile-long spanking.
No.
Tunnel, is that what it was called?
The episode where SpongeBob wants to stay indoors, it's because he broke his butt.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. What's crazy is
got a crack in it.
this isn't like a real podcast. We're not real people. You're hallucinating. You're like, Ash, me, and Brady. No, we're not real people. We're penny chipped and used napkin, and this is you in your own head.
Wake up!
Oh my god!
You've been in a coma for years.
Wake up! Fucking deep. Holy shit! Chip, how are you gonna tell me that? Whoa, that's crazy.
Wake up! We miss you.
We miss you.
The iron butt.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
For real though.
I think that like life at the moment is a bit strange because where I am at the moment, Australia, in the state that I live in, we're currently locked down because nobody wants to follow the rules because of COVID.
Pain.
The funny C word.
Funny.
Oh no, we're getting demonetized on our not
Which
yet
one? There's two
monetized podcast.
There's two of those in Australia, Murkiri. You gotta specify. There's COVID and then there's
The one that's more COVID and then
The two Australian C words.
yeah, and then the oi. I can't. say
One
that
gets you
part.
demonetized and one gets you a free drink at the bar.
So that's what's going on here. I'm using the opportunity with my time off work to grind YouTube, so that's awesome.
Wow.
Very awesome.
I wish I had more time to do YouTube content. I literally had to make my calendar. And I dreaded making my calendar for the year. Every year at the start of a new school year, I make my little Outlook calendar. And it helps me prioritize getting things done because I know how little time I have. And it also, I was dreading making it because I knew how busy I was this year. The amount of, like the ratio of time of day I'm doing stuff to time of day I can do whatever I want is literally like 10 to 1.
I feel you.
Yeah, let me read this out loud. I have literally had to schedule a time to make videos because I can no longer do that whenever I want. So on Monday, I'm just going to go through my Monday because this is one of the worst ones. I wake up at 5 a.m. and then from 5 to 6, I'm just kind of waking up, getting dressed. At 6 a.m., I do my arm and chest workout and then go for a run. I should be back at my home by 8 a.m. And from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., I make my breakfast and start walking to my first class. And I'm in classes from 9 to like 11. And then at 11:30, I have to work at my job until 2:30. And then I have like not a half hour. I have like a full hour to do whatever I need to do before my next class at 4. But usually that like hour is me going to the lab and doing lab work because that isn't scheduled. We just do it whenever we have time. And then I go to my class, and then I get back at like 5:30, and at 5:30 I start my live stream, and from 5:30 to 7:30 I'm streaming, and then I do my homework at 8 until 9, and then I go to bed by 10 so I can get up at 5 the next day.
Pain.
It is literally like I have an hour before 2 classes, and then I have like an hour at the end of the day, and I'm usually like brushing my teeth.
College is cringe.
The Moxie Boosted Grindset.
The Moxie Boosted Grindset is about to grind to a halt if I don't get a day off.
Please.
Give yourself a day off.
Guess what I'm doing this Saturday. Guess what I'm doing this Saturday.
What are you doing this Saturday?
Tomorrow, I'm getting up and I'm going to do my leg and ab workout. And then I'm going for a walk. Then I'm going to be doing homework from 8 until 10. I don't have much homework though, so that's fine. I'm just going to study.
Awesome.
And then I have work at like 11 to 4. So I have a little bit of time. You know, if I don't have much homework, I have my morning. Mm-hmm. But then I have scheduled to record videos from 4 to 9.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm recording videos from 4 to 9. And then the next day,
marathon.
Pretty much. And yeah, and because I have to make at least 4 videos before the week even starts to have a chance of getting daily content out. Because it's like I do a video every other day. That's like pre-recorded and ready, and then the days in between are live stream highlights, and that's how I like get by. Mm-hmm. But oh my God, it has just been. I'm not excited.
I am sorry, homie.
Well, Ash, is there anything you want to vent about?
Yeah, no,
all of us already.
Now, let me pass the talking stick.
Talking stick, thank you. Like, really, it's just in-person college pain. Riding bus pain. I need to stop being lazy and get my license. And I'm just like, I hate that feeling when you're just tired all day, you know? I despise that feeling with all of my being. But that's how I get during the week.
What time do you go to sleep and how much water do you drink?
I drink a fuck ton of water. Actually, I drink less water now because I have a mask on all the time and then I forget to drink water.
Yeah.
But I have a full water bottle with me right here. Listen.
Shout out to you.
ASMR.
Water, fuck yeah.
Sleep is another question.
Ash.
The whole reason I had to make this calendar is to maintain my 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I need to get harder on that. As long as I am asleep by 1 a.m., I will get 8 hours of sleep because I have to be up at 9. But the thing is that always doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure how to get used to doing that again, you know? Like, it's just gonna take time for me to get used to, okay, it's 12, I need to start going to bed, you know? But I feel like hopefully that'll be a habit
isn't something
soon.
that you like get used to immediately. It literally has to be something where you go, okay, I'm doing this now.
Yeah, I'm
like
deciding
that's literally how it is.
Yeah. I need to 100% always make the choice. Like,
well, actually,
doing that.
I forget what the psychology is behind it. Obviously, I'm not a psychologist, but I read somewhere you only have to consciously make that choice for like 2 weeks in a row, and then you want to do it.
That's how habit building works. And I remember hearing that habit breaking works, where when you have the urge to do something, if you can stop doing it if you could prevent yourself from doing it for 10 minutes, then the feeling will go away, or just about. So I need to just once I get in the habit of it, you know, it's something I did with exercising. Now I just need to do it with sleep.
Yeah.
Yo.
Shout out to the healthy
Ash
homies.
Fitness Channel when?
Ash Fitness Channel is an hour of basic exercise. It's not too fancy.
I was tempted to start a fitness TikTok. I was very tempted. And then I realized that adding more content creation on top of what I'm doing in like my research and like schoolwork, like I would literally, it would either take over my life because I became passionate about that too, and everything else would suffer, or it would never take off.
Yeah, that's what sucks. I have so many ideas for a bunch of things I want to do and try, but it's like I have no time to do them. It's one of the most frustrating things. Like, I want to try all these things, but I have to go to school to learn about things I don't care about.
Literally the same
like
boat with
stippling. Like stippling!
The other night you were in pain about that one.
I whined about this for a week. I need to tell, since it's whining cast time, I need to tell people, never do stippling unless you have an entire day to do nothing but stare at a paper and make tiny dots. But then when you're confined to having one day to finish an entire page of tiny dots, it's not fun.
Yeah,
it can be relaxing. It can be nice.
Stippling is essentially when you make a mark on the paper with a pencil to make a drawing, except you can't make like a an actual stroke. It's just a dot. Yeah. Like you have to like stab
it's like,
Is
the paper.
it like a mosaic?
Kind of.
Similar.
Like, have you seen those portraits that people have done of like hammering nails into a wall and then it looks like a portrait far away? It's like that,
like
but
the
on
depth
paper.
and like the amount of nails per area. Like
Yeah.
like the shade.
Exactly. Yeah.
You do closer together dots to make an area look darker and farther apart to make it look more like a gray. And that's like a whole thing of
God,
how values work, but it's painful.
I love how art is just like, it's in the eye of the beholder. So it's like, wow, look how much effort went into this. Look at all these tiny little dots. Made a beautiful image. It's so impressive, and it's just a feat. And then someone else could like accomplish the same thing in 10 minutes by just drawing lines and coloring it in. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't go through the process, so it doesn't feel as special. And that's like where the art part comes in. That's where, because we could go based off of the efficiency and how nice it looks to each person, or we could go based off of the effort that went into it. And that's just crazy to me that we have that, like, that's how we like gauge the value of art.
That's honestly an interesting concept to like the viewer of the piece is never going to see how much like actual like pain, effort, blood, sweat, tears, like that kind of thing goes into it.
You'll never understand what it's like building a Moxie Boosted team.
Honestly, it's the same kind of concept. Yeah.
For real, with content creation, the amount of effort that goes into putting together live streams or YouTube, like editing videos, holy shit, how do you guys do that? I don't. I do not understand.
Like you said, Marcos, you have like a whole time frame set out for you on the weekend to do your video.
No,
like
someone's
the viewers aren't going to be able to see that.
I got a comment today telling me that my Necrozma Dust main team is bad, even though I literally showed them my win rate, and and I explained the calcs and everything, and they, like, the viewer that commented gave me like the least helpful amount of criticism. The exact comment was, since you've made this team, bigger threats have popped up, which these things can't take hits from because they're not bulky enough, which, bullshit. That's a Necrozma and an Assault Vest Tapu Bulu with an Incineroar that's running 236, and a Politoed.
Exactly.
How is that team not bulky enough? And then the other thing that they said was, you don't have Protect on the Pokemon you want to sweep with. And I looked at the team and I'm like, I have Protect on Kingdra and Zapdos. Nothing else on this team I would even remotely call a sweeper. Like, what are you going on about?
It's like, maybe
honestly,
they mean
that team is fire.
Necrozma, but like, yeah.
I was trying to build Solgaleo. I had a whole stream trying to build Solgaleo, and then I switched to Necrozma, and then like I couldn't hit Incineroar, and I got sad about it, so I switched back to Solgaleo.
That's the whole reason. Like, I like Necrozma just conceptually because I'm a physicist, and I think that photons are cool, and I really love just Necrozma stealing light and shit. So the whole thesis of my Necrozma team, I'm going to use that big boy word, thesis, is Necrozma sucks, so the rest of the team kills things that Necrozma doesn't like, and then Necrozma can win.
Yes.
Win with Necrozma
In this
every
paper,
time.
I shall.
In this paper, I shall explain why Necrozma is just one analogy for the futility of life.
Wow.
So
Guys, I found the perfect analogy for Jenning.
Oh yes.
Oh, are we gonna use is that this episode? Are we talking about it?
We're gonna talk about it a little bit. I don't want to get too deep into it.
Today the day?
I think it's the day.
I think we have a broad spectrum of people
Watching.
when it comes to Jenning. Like in our audience and even in our podcast, we all have different views on it, and they sort of vary. We just don't have someone that's adamant, do not gen, I shall report you.
Yeah.
That's the only person we don't have. That's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
we have everyone else, though.
So,
So
Speak
should
for
be an
yourself,
interesting
Relicify's my dad.
so I found the perfect analogy for Jenning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jenning is like bringing your own snacks to the cinema.
Huh. That's very cool. I have the perfect metaphor for genning. You
Yeah.
ready? Genning is bringing your own snacks to the cinema.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But like, think about it.
That
right?
one's
Yeah,
a joke
yeah.
for anyone learning about metaphors and analogies. It's the
Did
only-
I mess up? Is
Or,
it a
I'm
metaphor?
thinking
No,
I'm thinking
no.
metaphors and similes. Because the simile is when you use like, and
Oh,
the metaphor is
yes.
when you
whole
say
shit.
it is.
He's just going through your whole shit.
Oh god. Okay, so Jenning is like, is like bringing your own snacks to the cinema. Mm-hmm. Okay, so imagine that time used is like the money you spent, right? So if you go to the cinema and you buy the snacks from there, that's like making your own stuff in game, right?
Yeah.
It costs a little bit more because it's the convenience of having it there. And then like if you go elsewhere for the food, like make your own snacks or you go to another shop, they're cheaper and it's quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think getting angry at Jenning is stupid, because it's the same
Because
thing
you're also
as
not
getting
allowed to bring in snacks to the cinema.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to bring your own snacks to the cinema. It's against the rules. But like nobody at the cinema truly cares unless you're weird, which is
If
like
you sit next to somebody that brought their own, like, I don't know,
Beans
popcorn
to
or some
cars
shit.
too.
The beans.
Yeah, bro, if the guy next to me is slurping on a can of beans in Cars 2, right? I do not give a fuck. Power to you, my guy. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going
Announce
to get up
it
and
to
be
the
like,
rest of the theater.
hey, everybody, look, this guy brought in his own food. Look, that
This
guy.
guy brought
Who does
beans.
that? Who does that?
I've-
If you do that, you're
I've-
weird.
I thought about it like really deeply, and it's like really weird that I thought about it this deeply, but like you think about it more and more and it makes more sense, right? Not many people have the time or in this case the money to get the more expensive snacks. So they have
Yeah.
to
Money
go,
meaning time, yeah.
yeah, so they have to go to other options such as Jenning, which is a quicker method of getting mons, or going to other stores to get snacks, which is normally cheaper. Like if you buy a pack of chips from the supermarket, it's normally cheaper from like the snack bar at the cinema.
And it's
Right.
not like any one is better than the other. Like it's
Yeah.
literally just a difference in the method of obtaining them.
Yeah.
But before, I mean, obviously you probably have more to say, but before our viewers just get like really riled up, like our anti-genning viewers,
Oh god.
I think just to like calm them down a bit, I should step in for a moment and give a slightly alternative opinion. Because they need to hear someone who somewhat agrees with them. Just for the sake of
You
them
can't
not thinking
admit
this
that
is like
you're
a...
pandering.
I'm not
No.
pandering.
Before I come out and start swinging like I do at every episode, this is smart. Just let him go. Let him go.
Okay. So, my personal opinion, and this is like something that my friends can attest to, when it comes to like making like draft league videos and like weekly content where I'm like expected to make this video before a certain deadline. It's usually draft league. I will like get my teams from like either someone in like my draft league Discord, which is I'm 90% sure they're genning, or I'll just straight up gen them myself through like a Poribot or something. But like 99% of the time when it comes to my own videos, because I know for a fact I'm going to want to enter a tournament with this team, I'm going to make the team myself. Like I straight up was hunting for 0-speed Necrozma and Tapu Bulu for like 5 days and I got him. And the whole reason I do that is because personally, I like the process of getting my Pokemon in like, oh, hey, here's a Safari Ball legendary.
Yeah.
Or, hey, here's a 0-speed Bulu with this particular mark that you can only get, or this particular ribbon you can only get from Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. That's the part of the gameplay that I really like. I like the collection
Same.
process, and I like breeding my Pokemon, etc. And when I enter a tournament, there is a absolute 0% chance you'll catch me using a gen Pokemon because I have way too much pride in the Pokemon that I spent so much time catching.
Honestly,
'Cause, like,
I am right
I don't
there
know,
with you
like-
on that.
Yeah, because I like it. Because the thing is, I entered Players Cup 3. I entered Players Cup 3 with the Appleton that I used in my in-game playthrough because I found out it was 0 speed. And then I said, okay,
Yes.
no, I'm using Appleton now because
I
my
love
own
doing
Appleton
that.
was 0 speed.
I love doing
Yeah.
that.
And my Colossal that I used in the qualifiers was the Colossal that I actually played through the game with because I just, I'm like, oh, this is my Colossal. I love this thing. So yeah, like I have some attachment to my 1s and 0s, but I also, when I'm entering a tournament, I fully expect that 99% of my opponents probably gen their Pokemon. I literally don't care because at this point, we both have like Pokemon that are like the exact same. They are genuinely the exact same thing.
Yep.
Like their stats, you can't get stats higher than 252 in any single stat, and you can't get more than 508 in the entire Pokemon.
Yeah.
You can't enter a tournament and get away with having like the wrong ability or the wrong moves. It doesn't make a difference. So when you're playing against someone in tournament, it's a level playing field.
Yep.
Like honestly, like I don't know, like I can't see myself getting angry at people for genning. Because like, I have to do it for content sometimes, and I understand the process. I think being educated in how genning works helps you understand like how it's literally not even an issue. I think the only time it genuinely bugs me is when there are content creators giving away like, hey, here's a shiny, like, and it's like a shiny giveaway of like 900 shiny Porygons or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this is like the lowest form of content I could ever see anyone doing. And that's the only time in content it bothers me. Beyond that, I could not give less of a crap like how people get their Pokemon because I just like playing myself. Like I like getting them that way myself.
Yeah.
Honestly, it feels like another Pokemon fan gatekeeping other Pokemon fan from having fun type situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, well, I find it fun to grind to breed to EV train to IV farm, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
So you
Shiny
have
hunt.
to too.
Exactly, right? And if you think like that, bro, might have some words, but like you know what I'm saying? Like, I find it fun as well, right? I'm in the same boat as Marcos, where not every single team that I've ever made has, 100% purebred, non-hacked Pokemon, you know what I mean? But the only reason for that is because I find that fun. Same reason as Marcos, right? Now, now there are certain aspects in the game of Pokemon for creating, competitive ready Pokemon that I don't find fun, right? Zero IV hunting on legendary Pokemon like Stakataka.
The worst.
Yep.
Where you at, Porybot? I need a zero IV speed Stakataka because I don't want to farm that.
Dude, I actually
that
got zero speed IV Stakataka and Zergatry back to back last night.
Yeah, you're insane.
You're correct. But like to me, that's not fun, and there's nothing against that, right? So long as it is, here's my thing: is so long as that it is possible to obtain in game, hacked or not hacked, it's the same damn thing. You're not the time you save, but the time you save getting the Pokemon makes you better player because you have more time to practice. Bro, what are you smoking? That's not real. Are you kidding me?
Play on Showdown.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's literally how I do it. 99% of my games are on Showdown.
For that. Yeah, dog. Like, if you think we're like still in like the primordial phases of Pokemon where this game's still being figured out and like people that hack don't know what EVs and IVs do, like you're out of your mind. I'm sorry. Like that's just not real, right? Like, oh my god. But what I was gonna say was the only time that I genuinely despise hacking, because like I can't deny that some of the claims that these like, oh, hacking bad, I can't deny, right? I have been on your side before, right? Very specific example. Think back to it was around the Dallas 2020 regionals, right? Where Aaron Traylor, Wolf Glick, and Justin Karras had made this, what was it? It was like Gmax Charizard. Yeah, it was Gmax Charizard. The interesting thing about that Charizard on that team is that it was Blaze, not Solar Power, despite Solar Power being just infinitely better for the team as a whole in general, right?
It's because it wasn't possible.
Exactly. The reason that it couldn't be, or the reason that it wasn't Solar Power is that it just wasn't allowed. It wasn't available. A Charizard with Gigantamax Factor in the game in 2020 at Dallas was not legal, right? Now, you could hack that in because it would bypass the hack check that online ladder has. And that was a thing that I would have run into occasionally back then, and I just mauled because I'm like, all right, I have to play it in this specific way to this thing that isn't legal.
It isn't legal, and it shouldn't be possible to get.
This isn't a real scenario that I would fight in a tournament yet it's here on the ladder. That's the one and only time I've
Yeah.
ever been against any kind of hacking, because for the rest of it, dude, you have as much fun as you want to play, or you have as
Shout
much
out
fun as you
Showdown
want.
for making practicing bearable in those days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I am.
Yeah, like it's literally a matter of optimizing practice and fun and all these other like micro aspects of the game.
Yo, optimizing fun is the best part about Pokemon.
True.
Yes.
true.
Dude, no, I'm not even gonna lie. I think that's like my channel's thesis. I have struggled to find a thesis for my channel. My thesis is optimizing fun.
I'm
Well, think about
literally.
it. You
Shout
do.
out to Lobber.
I literally
do
have
optimize
Lobba.
fun in
We
Pokemon.
love Lobba.
You do.
I'm,
You do. Oh, so you go. I'm sorry.
I'm fairly sure that Gmax Charizard with solar power was possible in game. Like I think I'm fairly sure I got a
No, it wasn't.
Extremely
it was,
difficult.
It was extremely difficult to get because I remember there's a what's it, the island of outrage or whatever, the lake of outrage or something.
Yeah,
The-
Lake
You
of
could have gotten a
Outrage.
spawn there. From a
you
den.
can get a spawn there if you hunt for it. You can get it. It's very unlikely, but it's possible. It wasn't
Well,
actually
it was possible to get
legalized.
solar power. It wasn't possible to get Gmax and solar power. That was the
Yes, it
difference.
was.
No, it was. It was.
It was?
It was-
Yeah, no,
there was
I
a
had one in
teeny
game.
tiny chance.
It was
a teeny
really
teeny
small.
tiny chance.
But they made it illegal because it was just that bad.
Yeah, they waited until they made it like a what do you call it?
An event.
I'm talking prior to
event.
release.
event.
I'm talking to prior it was released in dens. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
main.
Yeah.
You know.
Because
Yeah.
because you couldn't get in dens at all.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing. You get it from Leon's Pokeball in his room or whatever
Yeah.
at the end of the game when you beat the game.
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
But-
I yeah.
Optimizing.
Oh, that
fun?
makes sense for why they did that then. Because I know for a fact, like, it's really hard to get a Gmax Pokemon, at least in the early days of Sword and Shield, if there wasn't an event going on. So
Yeah.
that makes sense why Gmax Charizard was legal without Blaze, because the one that you could get readily was the non-Blaze variant. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
I should have thought you just couldn't get it.
Well, that's the same reason why they ban like mythicals and stuff, right? Like mythicals
Yeah.
and like.
Well, also, Mythicals sometimes have busted-ass stats.
But like, it's more the exclusivity. It's also why they banned like Ash Greninja back in the day, because it was like an
Dude.
exclusive thing. You had to download the demo to get it for Sun and Moon.
I don't know where my Ash
Yeah.
Greninja is anymore. I feel
Oh
bad.
god,
I
me
want it.
too.
It's probably still in
Oh, I need-
Sun and Moon because it's not transferable into Sword and
Yeah.
Shield.
I need to look for my
Having-
baby.
It might be in my
having
bank.
war flashbacks to
Wait.
Ash Greninja and Gen 8 or Gen 7 OU.
Oh yeah, you played singles, you fool.
Yeah,
Okay, that
Specs
thing's a
Water
demon.
Shuriken.
But you know what makes me mold when it comes to like genning?
What?
Illegal shinies.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, my
dude,
god.
when
Stuff
I
like-
see those on ladder, I'm like, you're not even trying to hide it.
Like the Galar birds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Big Bird,
want
specifically Big Bird.
I want a shiny Galar Zapdos so bad.
Yes.
I really want that guy. And then there's
Big
also
Bird.
like, and then there's like stuff like you get like a shiny Zacian, and it's like I've been wanting that for ages, and it's like
Yeah. Oh, I'm so hyped for that event. I'm gonna find a way to get it. There's
Yeah,
gotta be
I
I
someone
really,
who's gonna be
want
handing
to
out
get the
codes.
cyan Zacian and the magenta Zamazenta.
Yes.
which is like what the names are based on, right? It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the cyan and the Magenta.
We never got yellow. Who's yellow? Eternatus doesn't turn yellow, but if he did,
Calyrex
oh.
does.
Calyrex turns barely.
Yeah, he turns into a yellow boy. He's
When does he
golden.
turn?
Hardly.
Oh, his shiny. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
His
Shiny.
shiny is like just hardly gold. It's just hardly.
It's such a bad shiny. Poor guy.
Oh
got-
my god, I
Hard
just
to
realized then if that's the case, then all the shinies are CMYK. Like printing colors.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Or
why.
Shifu's black, and then whatchamacallit, Calyrex is yellow, and then cyan
What
magenta.
does shiny Urshifu look like? Isn't it just kind of? It's black, but it's still like kind of brown.
Yeah, they make
it.
its muzzle pinky.
exact same color. Yeah, it's same exact color, but they made its yellow beak thing orange.
God,
I
I,
thought
would
it was pink.
die if no.
Pinkish
It's
orange,
it's
yeah.
just like it's just orangish. Yeah, I would die if they released Gmax Eternatus. I just when the
would be
game is
awesome.
done, when no one's playing competitive anymore, please release Gmax Eternus or Eternamax Eternus as like an event,
The hand.
Please.
just to play with it just once. Just have the broken Pokemon.
But yeah,
I do think that you brought up a good, interesting point, Murkiri, though, about the like genning in illegal shinies, like that
Yeah.
are shiny locked or you can't get them, because that would also bypass the hack check. I think you posted a screenshot of somebody using Galarian Moltres, which, by the way,
It does
ugly
look
as shiny.
nice.
It just looks like normal Moltres, but it does not
It
look
looks
good on that model.
cool.
I still think it looks cool.
It looks like a dying regular Moltres.
Okay, to each their own, anyway. But
I'm not
but like,
mad.
here's the deal, right? That doesn't affect the gameplay at all, right? You know
Yeah.
that's still a Moltres, right? Unless you're like, playing without your glasses on or something, and you can't realize that that's not an actual Kanto Moltres, and it's actually a Dark type Moltres. That might be a different story, but like, you're still playing with the same. This Pokemon can do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
This Pokemon has these stats. This move pool, usually runs these items, right?
Yeah.
Hacking doesn't ever alter those, right? So
Like, you might be a little bit ticked, but like, that's it.
It can be a little bit cringe to hack in that shiny because in the shiny hunting part of the game, in the shiny hunting community, then you're like this guy that's like, oh, look at me, I have this cool thing that no one else has, and it's like, yeah, because you hacked it, you bozo. Right?
Yeah,
It's like,
there was no effort.
That
It
is
goes right back
interesting.
around to making it to genning in and making competitive Pokemon. Like Marcos was saying, I'm on the exact same page as him. I love building my own Pokemon and sometimes grinding for that 0 speed Pokemon or that 0 attack Pokemon. Like I get hyped. It's like finding a shiny. It's taking all this work to get something special and exclusive, and you feel proud about yourself once you do it. And then when you just hack it in, some of that stuff is lost. I feel like shinies have more value than something with IVs just in general.
Because there's an experience behind it.
Yeah, I'm not against hacking in anything. Like, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to get on your back. It's your choice. But for me personally, I don't hack in shinies ever, because if I'm going to have a shiny, it's either going to be from an event or one that I hunted for myself. Because I feel like that's like a different kind of like, ooh, I worked for this. I feel proud.
Here's another
Yeah,
thing. Even
like-
think about like ROM hacks do this. They'll up the shiny odds or something. right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's like a completely different thing, kind of, because it's like you're still playing the game and you're playing it how the developer intended you to play it, so it's like it's whatever for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's
for,
more
like-
of like a just don't gatekeep fun thing, right? Like if you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
go into your ROM and jack the shiny hit odds up yourself by like 1,000%, fucking go for it, dude. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's your concept of fun. It's your single player game. You're not harming anybody. Like,
Dude, like, here's how you know
Single-player
I
game,
really love
exactly.
hunting for Pokemon. Like, when I got my 0 speed Necrozma, I named that guy. I don't name
What-
my Pokemon, but I
What'd
named
you
that
name
guy.
him?
His name is Light.
honestly, cool name.
He's my baby.
I
He's
love
adorable.
I love
I love
nicknaming.
nicknaming. Yes.
It's so
I haven't
used to
named
like-
I haven't thought of a better Tapu Bulu name than Barako Bulu. Like that was the Tapu Bulu I named back in 2017 when I first got the game. Like, your name shall be Barako Bulu, and he's been that ever since. And now I need to name my 0 speed Bulu.
I
Back
think
when
I
I named-
named my first one Bulu shit or something like that.
I
But to
think
get
I-
around the
Bulin.
sensor, I used an exclamation point for the eye.
What did I call mine? I think I called it a Y with two question marks.
Why?
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
why?
no, I know what I'm gonna name mine.
What?
So Tabul is just to hang out and do nothing, right?
True.
And he's 0 speed, so he's lazy as heck. I'm gonna
He's
name him
Bulin.
Tapu Bulin.
He
Hell yeah.
bullying.
He's Bulin.
I used
But
to
yeah,
nickname Pokemon when I was younger. I was very cringe though. My character name was awesome in all caps, and all my Pokemon were named like Fart Butt or something like that. Yeah.
So awesome. So awesome.
But yeah, going back to like the Jenning thing, it was like, in the reality of everything, most of the people who play VGC don't really mind like at all. Like,
Yeah,
most
it
of
tends
us,
to be the casual community that cares the most.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like they're creating this problem for themselves, sort of. It's like they're getting angry over something that they
play competitive.
Yeah, but it's very heavy. Like when it comes to, it's like it seems like an excuse. It's like, I'm never gonna play this game competitively because everybody hacks, and it's like,
Yeah, I mean, look at
Even-
some of the titles on YouTube, right? It's like, I beat salty hacker that uses legendary Pokemon. It's like, whoa, that's a lot of just throwing words out there, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit strange as well, because like even if they do play comp, it's like it feels like most of the more casual competitive players, they kind of oppose each other, but like the more newer players that want to find an excuse for them losing, will find any excuse, and Jenning is
Yeah.
often one of them.
Yeah.
So,
When
that's
people
just something.
people complaining about Jenning to me, in my ears, and I don't know if this is like insensitive or anything, sounds like it's the same thing, but it's like a cover up for I don't know what this Pokemon usually runs. I don't know what its item usually is. I don't know what its move pool is, and I don't know what stats are.
Yeah.
That to me sounds like the same thing as, oh, well, it's hacked, man. Like, because like
That's not
you
insensitive.
can't
That's true.
change that. Yeah, because you can't change those things at angry commentary. You can't, right? A move pool will never be changed through hacking. A move pool will never be, or an item set can never be, like, you can't hack on like a key item onto a Pokemon because it's just not real.
Yeah.
And you can't change an ability through hacking, right? The only things you can change are what moves it's using from those move pool, how its stats are EV'd and IV'd, and or to a max of 252 each stat, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, actually, full transparency, you can change those things, but you'll never make it past hack check because it specifically checks to make sure the Pokemon works correctly.
exactly, that's a good
Yep.
point too, because the only time you can do that kind of thing is through like ROM hacking or ROM editing, that kind of thing, which locks you to a single player experience. And now if you're getting mad at that, then you're just straight up gatekeeping fun, and I'm correct, right? Because you're gonna gatekeep my single player experience, really? Why?
Yeah.
That's like saying playing Fallout with mods is wrong.
Yeah, you ever play Skyrim with mods? Then boom, you're a hacker. I'm sorry, you suck
Yeah,
now.
you just
Like, what are you
ruin
saying?
the game. Ruin the
You
game.
just you have a skin. You have a different skin from my Minecraft character. Wow, you must be hacking. You're fucking crazy. Like, what are you doing here? I don't know. I can't swing too hard on them because like I don't want to say I used to be that guy, but like I used to be in the same boat of not
You
understanding.
used to be that guy.
Sure. Fine, sure, I'll take it. I'll punch myself for one time. Fuck it, I'll take it. But like, no, I'm serious. Like, everyone, like, regardless of like where you started in the game, you had to learn that kind of thing, right? You had to learn. Oh, okay, move pools exist, stats spreads exist, EVs, IVs exist, right? It's like I'm not gonna fault you for not knowing any of that, right? No shot,
Yeah.
because this is a difficult game. This is like there's just too much fucking information in Pokemon,
There's
which is a
always-
whole different
Always
topic.
things.
Dude, the learning curve for Pokemon, I guarantee you, is literally steeper than League of Legends.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
I would
I
agree.
guarantee you it's steeper.
There's like nearly 1,000 of these things, and you gotta learn which ones have what
Speed
move
stat,
pools.
move sets,
Yeah.
everything.
I can't remember specific speed stats unless it's
Yeah,
like,
no,
teaching-
no.
unless it's
I
top
Teaching someone
20.
Pokemon is the hardest possible thing. Because
Yep.
the only way to learn Pokemon is to expose yourself to it every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll get like a random DM. Like I used to get random DMs from my old Smash friend. Shout out to Victoria Smash, by the way. I'll get like a random DM from somebody that I'm friends with, and they'll be like, "Hey, I want to get into VGC," and I'm like, "Here's
No,
the
you don't.
tools. Watch this like every day and learn how stuff works. Like go on Showdown, find Pokemon that like are used. Go on Pikalytics, see what's going on there."
Yeah.
And like
Like my
it feels like they give up after like a couple days because there's too much to learn.
There
So,
is. There
dude,
really is.
like my girlfriend, Leah, like she really got frustrated at the beginning with it. And then she got really good at using like Politoed Kingdra in Series 9, and she entered Hatterene Cup or Hatterene tournament with it, and she did really well. Like she almost top cut.
awesome.
And I literally just told her, I'm like, here's a very easy to pilot team. It's Metagross, Mimikyu. It's got self-proc weakness policy, Trick Room, and you can click Helping Hand, Muddy Water, and win games with Kingdra. All you need to do is play so many games with this, with me next to you, and then you'll be ready for the tournament in no time. And
feel-
basically, I just sat next to her, and I was like, hey, you know, this one-shots. And she's like, oh, that one-shots? I'm like, and then she did it, and then she got like a freaking dopamine dose
Like,
every time she
whoa.
got a KO.
I feel like
You know?
that's like almost the easiest way to learn VGC, right?
with someone with you.
Is just to, yeah, you have to have someone with you. But what happened is I was like, okay, I'm not going to be on a call with you every time you play now. I'm going to have you be on your own and just play. And she's like, I'm losing a lot. And then she'll message me like 3 days later, like, okay, I'm winning more. And then like five days later, she's like, yeah, I'm winning a lot now. You just get it. And then when she found out that Series 10 rules added like legendary. She's like, okay, yeah, I get the game now. Like, give me a team. So I gave her this Calyrex Shadow team, and it's like a good team. It's like a solid Calyrex Shadow team. And she started losing a lot. She was like, I don't get it. I was doing really good before. I'm like, yeah, different formats roll around, which means you have to learn the game all over again. But you get better at learning the game the more you play, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
it's like a muscle.
the
right?
more
you get
like you're
better at
you're
using
learning
it, yeah.
fundamentals by playing each season, and having good fundamentals means that regardless of what the format is, you'll eventually be good at learning the format, and then by I guess transitive property, you'll be good at the format itself.
Yeah.
So I think the only reason she didn't give up is because I play it for a living, so she wants to have something in common with me.
That's sweet.
Just to put it into perspective as to how difficult of a game Pokemon is to learn, I want you to all just understand that there's a literal book that somebody I know made titled "The Art of Competitive Pokemon," and it is
I ordered it the other day.
On Amazon.
My dude, yeah,
Shout out
Janvet's
Janvet.
book's coming in for me sometime this week.
Wait, I haven't
Shout out
seen
Janvet.
this.
Only reason I know it exists is because I have my art in the cover of it. That's just a subtle flex, but that's a different story.
Hold on. What is the name
We're all
of the book?
getting
I
a
need to see
copy.
this.
The
All
Art
right,
of
here.
Competitive Pokemon.
All right, Jam, you're getting your free plug. The Art of Competitive Pokemon. You can search it up on Amazon today. Sponsored by Jamfed, except for not. So maybe one day we'll have sponsors.
It's crazy that like singles and doubles are like two different games.
Oh my god, very much so.
Oh, you want to know something that you can use to flex on singles players if you're a VGC player?
What's that?
Yeah.
So play VGC for like 3 years, right? I'm assuming a lot of our viewers probably have played VGC for a good time. Go ahead and start learning singles like today. In a week, you'll probably be like top 1,000 on ladder at minimum. Just because the fundamentals and the predictions you learn from doubles translate so well to singles, and it does not work in the reverse. It literally does not work in the reverse.
Not necessarily, but I can speak for that reverse. The basic fundamentals, right, of just like stats and items and like what mons want to run what, and then like how to EV stuff, like that's obviously all there, right? That's across all Pokemon. I will say predictions and like when to switch, when to attack, when to like all that kind of stuff, like the step above just fundamentals. Some things transfer over, not all things. Because predictions,
like you can tell when like a fire type's coming in on your water move, or like or onto your like grass move. You can do like that sort of thing. What I'm referring to is like when you go from doubles to singles, it almost feels like the game gets a little bit not easier because it's like a different game, but it gets simpler. It gets simpler.
Singles
you
is so
know
much
what's
easier.
coming in. Yeah, like you know what's coming in. You know exactly what's going to happen. Each Pokemon does its own thing. Each Pokemon doesn't rely on the other Pokemon next to it because there is no Pokemon next to it to get its job done. You're never going to get super fanged into Photon Geyser comboed. That's never going to happen.
Literally that one.
There's less depth to it in that sense. And because there's less depth, doubles players have so much of an easier time translating to singles than singles do to doubles because they have to learn so many new mechanics that they never had to deal with. The extent of a singles or of a doubles player moving to singles player or moving to singles when it comes to learning is, oh, hey, hazards are a thing. I'll start running boots.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. It's about it. That's kind of funny. But no, being on that receiving end of going from singles player to doubles player, the one thing that like I needed to not like learn, but like the one thing that shocked me the most, I think, was figuring out like pins and stuff, or just like double attacking a slot, because it's like
when you learn pins, you feel so powerful.
It's
intentionally using not very effective moves into Pokemon slots, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna use Grassy Glide into this Incineroar slot because if they switch it, they're switching into their Water type to block my other Pokemon that's also going for a Water type into that Fire move slot or Fire type slot. So it's like you're covering a slot for switching. It's strange, but like I don't know if I did it justice with that explanation, but there's a lot more of like interesting interactions that you just wouldn't see in singles, right? It's like you can't you can see that occasionally, right? Where it's like, oh, this Pokemon's low health, let me use a not very effective move because if they switch, blah blah blah. Same
because it's safe.
Same concept, but in different like applications. And I think in doubles it's everywhere. That's the whole game, right? It's like you can do that all game. It's not just
I don't think
you ever get read by two Pokemon at the same time. You make one prediction in singles, you're targeting one other Pokemon, right? In doubles, you can make a read with two Pokemon on the same turn. Are you kidding me? That is crazy.
I guess the best way to explain it is like checkers and chess require two different sets of skills, but they have the same fundamentals, right? It's a lot of board positioning and such, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good way to say it.
And
yeah.
it's not much. It's not controversial to say that chess has a lot more depth than checkers, but they both are difficult games at a high level.
Yeah, I've had singles players get mad at me before for saying singles is easier, and bro, it just is.
No,
I've played both. I have enough experience in both. Like,
yeah, it's the difference between a checkers player learning chess and a chess player learning checkers, because the fundamentals transfer between the two games, but like there's so much more depth going from checkers to chess that it's going to take them longer to learn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we've been a little bit controversial on this episode. I
don't think it's controversial to say that doubles has a little bit more depth than singles. I'm not saying it's a ton more depth, but there's a little more depth.
I'm just saying I want to address the viewer that right now that might just be sitting there mauling because it's like
it's a singles player that hates genning.
Yeah, exactly. If you're that guy, I'm sorry, but like we're right. Like there's just no other way to say it.
I actually think that those two groups are mutually exclusive.
I think they might be too.
I'm fairly sure a singles player and against Jenning is mutually exclusive, unless they're like battle spot singles.
Well, yeah, battle spot singles. Battle spot singles is like, I would argue battle spot singles has more depth than Smogon singles to an extent if Dynamax wasn't a thing. Literally just because you have to predict what they're bringing.
Yeah.
True.
That's
oh my god!
You predict singles, the lead and what they're bringing.
Oh my god! Singles, you get 6 Pokemon, you see all 6 Pokemon. Doubles, you get basically 4 a game, and you have to predict which of the 6 come. How could you?
Yeah, you have to literally. All right. So the extent of predicting leads in singles is I have to know what their team does, which is usually pretty simple. A lot of Pokemon have standardized roles in singles. There's not as that's another thing about with the depth with doubles is you can like build a Pokemon to do something completely different than what it's meant to do if it fits the team well, because the team's like an engine; it needs each piece to run perfect. But like with singles, when you're predicting a lead, you're like, oh, that's their rocker, and they know that I have like a Corviknight on my lead, and I could like lead off Corviknight. We're either gonna trade rocks, or I can taunt him with this like anti-lead. And then with doubles, it's like, okay, they have a Trick Room and a Rain mode. I have a Sun mode. I'm just hard Sun. They might not even bring these two. I need to get in my opponent's head and think about what they think I'm gonna bring.
Yeah.
Because they might not even bring like the 2 Pokemon that you're expecting them to.
Speaking.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It has like a little bit like more depth. It's cool. Speaking of depth,
and you also have less time to think. You deadass have less time to think per turn.
Yes. It's like you got the timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like most of the time when you're playing singles, right? It's on.
You can take like 2 minutes for a turn in singles.
It's in like Showdown, so it's like you get all this time, whereas in Sword and Shield you have like a minute. Pick your move.
Honestly, honest to God, it's part of the reason why Smogon will never take off as like a serious like thing to be watched. The games just take too long, dude. Like, think about it, right? There's a reason why there's never been a singles tournament at like a VGC event, right? Considering it would literally take all day. Consider how long games take in general, just turn wise, and just the timer that is used. Right? It's like, dude.
And isn't stall used like a bunch in?
Well, even regardless of that, right? Because debating on whether or not stall's good, whether or not, depending on what kind of, skill level we're playing at. That's up for debate, but just those two things in general, even outside of stall, right? Like
controversial. I think stall requires a high level of play and thought.
Well, yeah.
Which format are you saying here? Singles or doubles?
Singles. I think single stall requires a lot more thought to it than double stall, because double stall is usually revolving around Chansey minimize.
Yeah.
Pain.
Double stalls, your single win condition is get Chansey to win by timer or toxic, where with singles, I think that one requires a lot more depth because you also have to like systematically wear down their team with hazards until you can get rid of the Pokemon that's like their stall breaker.
I think the fastest way to put it is like stall and singles, your offensive pressure is you're switching out. Whereas otherwise it would be clicking an attack, right? Which it's different enough to where, yes, I would agree with you. It's more intuitive than mashing minimize and doubles like Chansey does. I would agree with that.
I think we lost some. I think we lost some validity in doubles requires more thought than singles. As soon as singles ban Dynamax, I think we lost some validity there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that
wouldn't
anymore.
agree.
Banning Dynamax added skill back into the game.
True. Kind of. Dynamax good. Dynamax good.
It's a different. It's a
Dynamax
different
good.
skill set.
Yeah.
But
It's not.
it's a lot
Pokemon.
easier to go burr with it.
It's like
It's a lot harder to go burr without Dynamax.
it's like the difference between Super Smash Bros. Melee and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's like the difference, I think. Like they're similar, but they are different
And they require
in many
different skill
ways.
sets, and the way I'd explain it is I did this with like my Necrozma team on the video I made the other day. Is I said this is not an easy team to pilot. This is not a beginner team.
Yeah.
It has a low skill floor and a high skill ceiling. If you are not playing it well, you will never win. You are going to be doing very bad, and you're going to be very upset. If you're playing it well, like you have limitless potential with this team. With Dynamax, it is high skill floor, high skill ceiling.
Yeah.
Like, even at the lowest possible play, someone can run away with a game against a top player if something goes wrong for the top player.
Yeah.
Without Dynamax, that rarely happens.
But I feel like it's almost like really easy to snowball with Dynamax as opposed to
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like
That's
it's way
what I
more
was
easy
saying.
to snowball, and it's just crazy because one mistake can lead to an entire game, and I can sort of be the same with non-Dynamax, but it's less likely. It's like
think-
with non-Dynamax, it's like multiple different mistakes like stack on top of each other for a loss, whereas with Dynamax, one can lead to so much
Ruin.
more.
Like,
Yep.
oh no, they
Yep.
Shadow Snuck their Dynamax Metagross. Now I can't kill it.
So back to
Now I
your back to your ultimate versus melee analogy, Murkiri. It gets a little twisted when you say that, right? Because think about melee, right? Marth Fox FD, you get grabbed, you can just fucking die, right? So that's kind of the same thing, is it not? As you made a mistake, now you're dead because Dynamax exists. Isn't that,
Yeah, I
isn't that
definitely
all, like, the same
meant
thing?
like I was kind of thinking about it now.
This is not a Smash podcast.
You know what I'm
I-
saying? Because like,
I meant
listen.
it
All I'm
as-
saying is you're in call with the guy that laddered the Showdown account. Dynamax is not broken up to top 10 multiple times at the beginning of the gen. That's all I'm saying. That's my perspective right now.
Well,
It's like-
thinking about it, you think like I was thinking more melee is non-Dynamax and then Dynamax is ultimate, but thinking about it, the other way around could probably
Yeah.
be true if you go into it. But
Because my philosophy when it came to Dynamax being like new to the game right at the beginning of the gen was like it's a new thing. This is a new game. I can't play this like it's Gen 7. I can't play this like it's Gen 6. I can't play this as like I have to, like we were talking earlier about when a new format rolls around, right? The fundamentals of forget old shit, learn new shit, right? That needs to be applied here.
It changed with both
think-
Dynamax and speed tiers.
Yeah, getting mad that the games are faster now never really made sense to me as a player. Because, like, yeah, I'm kicking your ass fast rather than having any... Then, like, okay, congratulations, your safety net of, I can make the game take longer so I have more chances to win. You take that away from you, right? And now all of a sudden that skill floor I felt was a little bit higher. Like, get good or get rolled over. At least at a high level, I
Yeah.
feel comfortable saying that. Playing at, kind of a high level was just because it's like, what are we really saying? Why are we taking away the skill floor, if that makes sense? Why are we adding the safety net back in? I never understood that,
Yeah.
right? And if like we're trying to be, competitive about it.
yeah. Alrighty.
A lot of hot Pokemon takes this episode, I can't lie.
This is the fire episode.
Okay. But yeah, no, we're spitting shit today. But
And now it's your turn.
Well, here's
section.
exactly. Here, let's invite
Hey,
it for
comment
once,
question
right?
of the day.
Comment question of
Give
the
us
day.
your
If
hot
you're mad at
takes.
us, let us know.
Comment question of the day: which of the 4 hosts are you most ready to beat up?
Oh, I'm putting my gloves on, bro. I'm swinging like crazy. Are you kidding me? I've been ready since episode 1. They've been on, bro. I like fights. I'm kidding. I love our commenters and our subscribers and everyone that watches our videos. I love all of you.
Yes.
Please
make sure to
and
comment
subscribe.
algorithm if you you know,
Made it
If-
this
No, but
far.
deadass, I would
Comment
very much.
algorithm, but also your hot takes.
I
love
would
to
very
hear
much
them.
like to hear your hot takes on. One is Dynamax broken in either singles or doubles. 2 is Jennings wrong. 3, what the hell was the other thing we talked about this episode?
Singles versus doubles?
yeah, singles versus doubles. I think it
Is
was.
singles or doubles easier? Yeah, there you go.
Bro, I got like the memory of 2, just 2.
Yeah,
but it,
just 2 brain cells up in my brain right now. I feel
Yep.
bad.
So yeah, thank you all for watching. And make sure you like and subscribe and go to the other people's channels there in the description as
Like and
always.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe and share with friends if you want to share.
Bit of
But yeah,
a
comment
faster
gorilla
episode this week,
noises.
but maybe a little bit of a longer episode next week potentially. Compensate for that.
Question mark?
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. You're
also
down for
need
that.
to
Let us
talk
let us
about-
know if you're down for that. Or comment.
Also, Stack Attacker.
Oh, yeah.
Stack Attacker. Yeah.
Stack Attacker.
Ratio
yeah.
plus your white plus the episode is over plus Stack Attacker. See you later.
See you later, guys.